The bracket is out, and the madness is coming for the women just as it is for the men. I'm Tom Vandervoort, and here to break down the women's side of the NCAA tournament, Brooke Weisbrod. I hope I got your name right there, Brooke.
You did. It sounded perfect.
Excellent. And UPS, of course, bringing it all to us. And I think the 4 number 1 seeds pretty much as we expected. But what jumps out at you from this bracket as you look down at it?
I mean, all throughout the course of the season, the number 1 seeds, I doubt that's changed a bit. It's just that the 4 number 1 seeds are so much better than the rest of the field. But when I look at some of the potential matchups, Notre Dame could match up with Texas A&M. And if we all remember correctly, Texas A&M knocked Notre Dame out just a couple years ago in the national championship game. They've got a great experience, a head coach in Gary Blair. Heck, they've already won the SEC championship. They knocked off 3 top-ranked teams in the top 25 3 days straight. So if that matchup gets to where it is, Notre Dame's going to have a lot of crowd support. But I think it's a scary matchup for Notre Dame. That's a great game to see.
Now, I know that you like Notre Dame a lot, and this is pretty top-heavy sport, college basketball, for the women. As I look down at my TPI, very clear who the top teams are. Who are some of the more threatening number 2 and number 3 seeds in the tournament?
Well, I touched a little bit on Texas A&M, and I think another team that you can certainly look out for is Penn State. They got upset by Michigan State in the Big Ten tournament, but they have tremendous guards, Maggie Lucas, Alex Bentley, and they've got a great post player in Nikki Green. But I'm telling you, somebody to watch in the tournament, Maggie Lucas, lights out shooter. Alex Bentley is as tough as they get on defense. The way that those two work together is so dynamic to watch, and they've got a great coach in Coquise Washington. Tennessee's another team that has, in the past, you always talk about Tennessee,
right.
But with Pat Summitt retiring this year, the question was, how's Holly Warlick going to do taking this team over? And she's done a fantastic job. I mean, up for National Coach of the Year type honors. A great point guard in Megan Simmons, who was kind of like this wild horse out there, and she's pulled her into the reins. So Simmons is directing that offense. Their defense is always good. They're a good rebounding team. Tennessee and Penn State, and then of course Texas A&M that we talked about before.
Now, we don't quite get the Cinderella stories in women's college basketball as we do with the men, but find me a couple teams down there in the bottom half of the bracket that you like that have some intriguing players.
So here's some surprising teams that I looked at, because I cover a lot of Big East basketball, and South Florida is a team that's got twin guards, Andrea and Andrell Smith.
You gotta have twins.
Gotta have the twins. But these twins are putting up like 50 kind of numbers twins. So, and this is also the same team that took Notre Dame to overtime. And it was just after, a few games after Notre Dame had beaten UConn the first go-around. So maybe they caught them on a good day, but South Florida is a very tough team, and they're a 10 seed. You know, we don't talk about 5-12 matchups in the women's games. You just don't have a whole bunch of type of upset potentials that you do. Another good team to look out for is Michigan. Kim Barnes-Arico came from St. John's over to a program that's stacked with seniors. They've got a great heady point guard in Jenny Ryan. Getting past Villanova in the first round is going to take as much patience as she could possibly handle. But she knows that. She played against Harry Perretta at Villanova, because Villanova is a team that will wait until 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Pass, 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 pass. 3. Maybe they make it, maybe they don't. They made a ton of them in the Big East tournament. So they're good this year. But when you guard them, you have to be ready to play defense for 30 seconds.
All right, last question. Just talk to me about some of the stars in this tournament. We've all heard of Brittany Griner. Who else do we need to keep our eye on?
Well, if we could see Elena Deladon play more, we could be easily talking about her for Player of the Year candidate. I think, you know, you hear a lot about Skylar Diggins, Brittany Griner. Elena Deladon is a, 6'4", 6'5", 1 through 5 kind of player. She's the most dynamic college basketball player I've ever seen. Some of the other stars you look at on the star teams, right? So you can go down the list at Baylor. You talk about Odyssey Sims and Brooklyn Pope, Jordan Madden, a great defender. But at Notre Dame, Kayla McBride is an awesome scorer off the ball screen. The way her and Diggins and Natalie Achonwa work together, Kayla McBride can hit any mid-range jump shot you want to give her. She scored career highs on Kelly Ferris from UConn. And if you played against Kelly Ferris, and if you had to have her guard you, you're walking away demoralized, because she'll take you totally out of your game. But K-Mac can score in the mid-range game. And then obviously in the post for Notre Dame, I really like Natalie Achonwa, Canadian national Olympic experience kind of player. And she's just really dialed in right now. And I love the way that her and Diggins move off the ball screens together.
Very good. Well, it all gets underway on Saturday. For Brooke Weisbrod, I'm Tom Vandervoort. Thanks for watching.